Hi guys! I thought that I would get on and share our story of getting the girls and bringing them home and all the things, because it really was such an amazing day. So at 37 weeks, I was very large, very uncomfortable. I seriously felt like I had done everything to try to get these girls to come here a little bit faster, and nothing was working. So at 37 weeks, I went in and my OB checked and to see how far I was dilated, and thank heavens I was dilated to a 5. She looked at me and she said, "Do you want to have these babies today?" And I'm not joking, I seriously want to cry my eyes out because I was so happy. I said yes. She called the hospital to see if they had room. Thankfully they did. I left. They said come back in an hour. So I left. I called Josh. I called my mom. I called my mother-in-law. She picked up Layla. I came home. I started doing the dishes, started getting everything ready. Josh met me here. We grabbed our stuff and we went to the hospital. We got to the hospital around noon and they checked us in. They hooked me up to everything and we just kind of started waiting for a little bit. Before I left, my OB suggested to get my epidural before she came in and broke my water, just because I was so far dilated. She felt like things were gonna move pretty fast, and they did. So I was really, really grateful that I had that epidural in my system. I got the epidural around 1:30, and my sweet doctor came in at probably around 2:30. She broke my water, and then we just kind of waited. Things were starting to progress, and by 4, they wheeled me into the operating room. So for anyone who doesn't know, with twins, it's standard to start and finish in the operating room. It was my first experience in the operating room, so it was a little intimidating. Definitely felt like an episode of Grey's Anatomy. My mom and Josh were in their scrubs. They had their nets on. There were lots of people there. It was a little bit intense, but I will say you feel like you are in good hands the entire time. There's 2 nurses for you. You have your OB there. You have the anesthesiologist with you. There's 2 nurses for each baby. Everyone is there to help you, and everyone is very hands-on, and it was really awesome. So we went in at 4, and with Poppy, she was baby A, and she was head down the entire time. So I pushed for a couple seconds with her, and she came right out. Easy breezy. She was ready. So I was very grateful for that. Paisley, on the other hand, baby B, was breeched the whole time, so her head was up in my ribs and her feet were first. I had to work for a little bit. My doctor flipped her. It took a little bit, and I was grateful for that epidural. But she was able to flip her and get her head down, and 30 to 40 minutes after Poppy, she came out. Paisley was 6 pounds, so baby B was 6 pounds, and baby A, Poppy, was 5'8". So they were both very healthy. We were fortunate enough to avoid NICU and avoid C-section. So I was very, very grateful for that. After our delivery, they wheeled us back into our room where our pediatrician, who is my father-in-law, came in to check them. And then of course, Grandpa wanted some time with the babies. So he got his time with the babies. We waited for a little bit, and then they wheeled us up to our room where we would be for the night. They took us up probably around 7. The first thing I wanted was food. I was so hungry. I don't think I ate enough before we left. I was too concerned about our darn dishes. So I was very, very hungry, and my amazing dad brought me McDonald's. We ate, we hung out. Due to COVID reasons, my mom and Josh weren't able to be in the room at the same time. So my mom got dressed, she came upstairs, we spent a little time together, and then she left, and then Josh was able to come back. We had maybe an hour where we were able to just relax, And then things got very interesting for us. You know, we had a great delivery, so the recovery had to be a little bit more challenging. I started having really bad blood clots. So the nurse came in, she rubbed my belly, rubbed my uterus, and I started having really bad blood clots. So they checked everything. They had me try to go to the bathroom an hour later. So I chugged all the water in hopes that I could go to the bathroom by myself. I wasn't able to, so they had to put a catheter in me and release my bladder in hopes that my uterus would stop releasing a lot of the blood clots. That didn't help, so they took the catheter out and gave me a shot in the leg in hopes for that to help, and that didn't help. So I was so fortunate enough. They came in and told me that I had to be put back on the catheter, and they had to stick 6 little tablets up my bum to help me start having more contractions in hopes that the blood clots would stop. So that was really fun. A really great experience. It was not fun. It was really awful. During all of this craziness, the girls were choking and stuff on some fluid. So Josh was trying to suck the fluid out, and he was very stressed and overwhelmed trying to focus on the babies. And then my body went into shock and I started shaking really bad. I was freezing. I had lost enough blood that it just started going into shock. So they brought me, I probably had like 15 heated blankets on me, and they left the room and it was just me, Josh, and the babies. They were choking. I was shaking. It was a very stressful time. But we were able to get things under control. Eventually, my body did stop shaking and I didn't have as bad of blood clots, but I did have to have the catheter through the night, which is not a fun experience. By then, the epidural was well worn off, so that was not a fun experience. It was like 9 o'clock at night, maybe even later, like 10. I was exhausted, Josh was exhausted, but we were both paranoid with the girls. We finally caved, and we asked the nurses to take the girls for the night and just to the nursery. We did not do that with Layla. We did not want her to go to the nursery. So with the twins, we kind of went in having the same mindset. We weren't gonna send them to the nursery, but we were so exhausted and so much had been going on that we finally caved. And I will honestly say, some hospitals charge, some don't. Our hospital charges for babies to go to the nursery, but well worth the money. We were able to get some sleep and just kind of relax, and it was overall a good decision. So we got a couple hours of sleep, and the next morning around 7 a.m. we had the girls come back. My OB was very concerned about the blood clots, but by then they had really calmed down a lot. So she said if I could go to the bathroom by myself, then I would be able to leave. I passed all the tests. I was able to get up and walk around. They took the catheter out. I went to the bathroom a few times by myself, and the clots had gone down a lot. So Friday night around 5 or 6, we were able to leave. It was very snowy. We brought the girls home, and Layla was at my in-laws' house. So Josh went and got Layla. She was taking a nap when he went and got her, so I was super bummed because I wanted her to be in a good mood when she met her new sisters. But she loved it. She absolutely loved seeing them.
No, look.
Wait, what? Who is this?
Who's that? That's Poppy.
Paisley's awake. Those are your sisters. Mila, who's this? Paisley.
Soft. He's very soft, okay?
And who's this? Yeah. Who's this? This is Poppy, and this is Paisley. Overall, it was a very, very great experience. I'm grateful for the health of our babies. I'm grateful for my health. For the most part, everything went really, really smooth. I'm very grateful for all of the nurses and the doctors at the hospital who helped us. We had amazing nurses. I'm very grateful for our OB. She is amazing. And I'm grateful for our pediatrician. Obviously, I'm a little biased, but he's amazing as well. So it was a very, very amazing day, and yeah, we're just so blessed. Stay tuned for more videos. I'll show the girls soon.